Hi everybody, so today I'm going to do a review of a very unique Bible. This one is actually really cool. This one is the 2-version Bible. This one is by Crimond. There's our ISBN number, and I will also put it in the description box as well. As you can see here, we've got a black calfskin leather, semi-yap, art gilded edges, nice burgundy colored box to keep it protected when it's not in use. This one here is 8 3/4 inches tall by 5 7/8 inches wide, and this one is 1.5 inches thick. Got black and yellow head and tail bands. Very nice art gilding. It is a sewn binding. You can kind of see the signatures right there if you look. I really like the size of it. It's a nice size Bible. So on the spine we have Holy Bible, 2-version edition, and Crimond. And it does have the tooled lines in there, as you can see. It does have a nice stitching all the way around the perimeter, which looks great. And it is a black calfskin leather, but from the feel of it, you would swear this was either a lambskin or a goat skin, because it is so soft. And it has an imitation leather liner, and it's just super smooth. You can see how the reflection is on that. Kind of shiny, but just crazy soft. It is edge lined, as you can see here. Very well made Bible. Plus it's just really unique how it's got both versions in it. And if I can get a hold of this here. Alright, so here we go. The Holy Bible 2-version edition being the authorized version, being the KJV, and then with the differences of the revised version printed in the margins so that both texts can be read from the same page. So that is really neat. So it's by Crimond Publications, and it's printed in the Netherlands on acid-free paper by Youngblood, so you know it's going to be great quality. There again is our ISBN number, and a little bit more information there. So we've got a preface, we've got the epistle dedicatory, and then we've got the translators to the reader, which that's always neat when they have that. I think all the KJVs should have it. And it is a smaller font, but as you can see, the way that they've done it, it's very clear. Then we get into the Old Testament. So we've got a preface to the revised version of the Old Testament. And then we get right into Genesis. So as you can see, the way that we've got our side margins here with the RV in both of those. So with the double column text, everything on this left-hand side is going to be what the changes are in the revised version from the KJV on this side of the text. And everything on our right-hand side is going to coincide with the right side column. We've got center column references. So smaller font, but as you can see, it's actually really clear. So all of these outer margins on here are all 3/4 inches. So if you are a note taker and you like to take notes, there's plenty of space to be able to do that. But let's take a peek at some of the changes here. Alright, so up here where it shows in the King James, and the earth was without form and void. In the revised version, it'll show us over here, and the earth was waste and void. And then another example here would be down here in verse 5. Where it says, and the evening and the morning were the first day. In the revised version, it shows that, and there was evening and there was morning one day. So it's really neat to be able to see the differences in it. So when you do read this one, you're going to spend quite a bit more time in it, because when I've been reading it, which has been the last several nights, because I've had this one for about a week now, I'll read what it shows in the King James, and I always go and I'll look and see all the passages that are different. And I think that's really neat to be able to see that. It's got a really nice clear font. There's pretty much no ghosting in this. One reason is the way that they did the printing, but then this is also a 40 GSM paper, which is just incredible. The font, I couldn't find anything that to clarify it, but from looking at my font chart, it appears to be an 8-point font. But nice dark print, so when you get a nice dark print like that, it always does make it a lot easier to read. So we're going to go back here, get to the end of the Old Testament, and then we have a appendix. So if you would like to pause and read that there, and then it gives you all of the different passages which would have been different, or so that's kind of helpful there. But one nice thing is they've got several pages of blank Bible paper. I did not count them, but there are several of them. So it gives you a nice space to put all of your notes for the Old Testament, which is neat. And then we've got the 2-version Bible, New Testament. So we've got a preface to the Revised Version of the New Testament, which is nice. And then we get right into it. So there are some sections in here and some where I've been reading where there's a lot of differences, as you can see in these side columns. So it's pretty interesting to see the different changes, because I don't have an old version of the Revised Version. So it is neat to be able to see all the differences. But just a great print quality. They did a fantastic job on it. It's got just one ribbon marker. Pretty basic one. It's not a double satin or anything. They didn't do the best job cutting it, as you can see. But one other thing is it's also really short. I think they could have at least had that be just maybe another inch or so longer. Would have been nice. But the art gilding in this, as you can see there, is just beautiful. So really nice gold gilding. Has a nice sparkle to it. Hopefully the camera picks that up. But then just that beautiful art gilding there. Really pretty. And then in the back of the New Testament, we also have the same type of appendix. So it gives you the same list of the readings and renderings preferred by the American Committee. So that's kind of neat. But then also in the back of the New Testament, you also have several blank pages of Bible paper as well. So I like that they separated it and gave you some in the back of the New Testament for your New Testament notes, and then you have some in the back of the Old Testament there for your Old Testament notes. So that way it's going to make it a lot easier to keep those separated. So I like the way that they did that. There are no maps or any concordance or anything like that in here. Of course, that's wasn't designed to be that way. It was just more designed to be the 2-version edition, so that you do have the differences between the King James and the Revised Version. So there's an example there to where there's almost no differences here, but yet on this one here, there's a ton. But really interesting to read out of this. I'm really enjoying it. And with that being a nice dark print with readers, I haven't had any issues with it. But just looks really, really nice. I really like the way they did that. Just a great quality Bible. Super, super soft on this cover. Just very nicely done. So again, this one is by Crimond House. I'll give you another shot of the ISBN number in case you want to pick yourself up one. So you can get one from their website, which is going to be under Crimond House Publications. I think you can get them also on Bibles Direct, where you can get our allowance from. So if you are in the UK, and then there's you can also pick it up on Amazon.com. So I'll put a link to Amazon in the description box for those of you in the US. But the rest of you, if you are in the UK, then you can find them over there. But just a really neat Bible. I've been really enjoying this one. So thank you so much, Brett, for this. It's been a pleasure reading this. I really like it. So I can't wait to take it when I go to see my dad, because I know that he's going to think this is pretty cool. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.